Hi students, I'm outside looking at the soil outside of my house, and I want to talk to you about the formation of soil and what we find in soil. Soil is formed over a long period of time. It has a lot of different things in it. There are three main categories that we talk about that are in soil. We talk about how there are living things in soil, there are non-living things in soil, and there are things that were once living in soil. What I'd like for you to do is to pause me and then go outside and maybe even scoop up some dirt or just even look into the soil if you don't want to get those hands dirty. And I want you to think in your head, what is living in here? What is not living in my dirt? And then what is something that maybe once was alive and is not alive anymore in your dirt? So pause me and go now. Okay, now that you're back, here I am, and I've already dug up some of my soil, and I want to show you what I'm looking at. Now, I have some bark in my soil. I actually put that on there. I bought it from the store, and I put it on top of my soil, and it holds moisture in my soil. Once I moved that out of the way, I started seeing some really, really gritty pieces. So I can go like this, and it falls out of my hands. That's just dirt, just good old dirt. I dig it up, I put my plants in it. When I get beneath that first layer of dirt, I'm noticing some other things. I'm noticing that I have pieces like this. When I touch it, they're smoother. I can feel that it's got a totally different texture. It's smushy. It doesn't crumble easily. It's a lot heavier and thicker than the soil. So really think about what you notice outside and notice those differences. Again, the soil, really, really crumbly. This underneath it is a little bit different. It's kind of like a clay or a mud. So when we look at soil, we see different layers within the soil. We also know that there are different things that are making up our soil. We have living things in our soil, we have non-living things in our soil, and we have things that were once living. So I know that you took a minute and you went outside and you thought about that. So I hope that you're able to share through a Flipgrid or a Seesaw or another format that your teacher has assigned what you saw in that dirt. I'm going to share with you a couple of things that I see in my dirt. One example of something that's not living, and it never was living, is I can feel it in this clay. My hands are getting moist because of the water that's in this clay. So I know one example of something that's not living is water, and all soil has water in it. Another thing that I can see in here that's living, and I don't really want to touch it and give it to you because it's a little bitty spider, and it's crawling around in the dirt right in front of me. I don't want to touch it, but that's an example of something that's living in my soil. Now I do see right here where I'm sitting an example of something that was once living and it's not anymore, and that is a dead worm. And it's just a tiny, tiny little worm, and it is dead in my soil. So those are three examples of things that you'll find in your soil. Each one of them serves a purpose that you're going to learn about, and each one of them has something to do with the formation of soil and why soil is useful for us.